excited about this week because I am turning 17 on Sunday. Which is really exciting for me. I think my birthday has always been kind of a big deal just because my life has always been like, I've always been on survival mode, I guess. And that's really just because I've always been dealing with something crappy. So, I don't know. Saying that I'm here another year is really exciting. It's a good milestone to celebrate. I think when I started to go downhill, I guess, was when I was like 9 or 10, because I moved here from St. Louis, Missouri, and it's like going from St. Louis, Missouri to like Madison, Alabama. It's kind of a downgrade. I was leaving such a big part of myself, and it was like all I ever knew was St. Louis. So the moving here was definitely really difficult for me, and I was definitely very like upset. A year later, my parents got divorced, which definitely took a toll on my mental health, for sure. I didn't really understand what was happening or why it was happening, and obviously when you're a kid, concepts like that are hard to grasp. So that just made elementary school as a whole really, really difficult for me. I always felt behind everyone academically and just life stuff. But then we get to middle school, and that was a time. That was a time to be alive. I started questioning my sexuality, which was definitely terrifying, just because I was like 13, and I know that a lot of queer people's experiences are different, but growing up, I never knew. So to have it kind of be like there all of a sudden was kind of like, why? That is terrifying. So that definitely made me question whether I was faking it or not. When it came to like peer acceptance, like other classmates, people in my grade, you know, that was really hard. I was definitely super worried about that, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to. I was also struggling with untreated depression. So like to have to juggle that all at once, it was really hard on me mentally. But yeah, I figured out I liked ladies, so that was cool. And I came out as bi because I was kind of being fed the stigma of like, you're too young to know, or like, just give yourself time to figure it out. Maybe you haven't found the right guy or whatever. I was not bi. Definitely not. In middle school, I figured out some identity stuff. And that definitely carried over to high school, and even to now. I mean, I'm on my own little journey, and it's pretty cool, but I never really came out after that again, once I figured out that I was just queer. Just because everyone kind of already knew, and there was definitely a lot of like questions. There was like, are you actually bi? And I was like, no. So I kind of look crazy, but this is a part of the process. I look very crusty dusty, so I'm gonna do some eyeshadow because everything is baking, everything's setting in, so we're gonna do some fun colors and some gems. When you look at my face, I want you to do a double take because of how insane I look. I don't know, I just find makeup very freeing and expressive because there's no limitations. I think that's so cool. blot it together. I don't know, this is giving me very much like, I don't know, Renaissance / Monster High / Twiggy. Okay guys, it's time for clothes. Usually when I'm looking for clothes, I kind of don't have a theme, like I said with the makeup. I just like pick what I'm feeling. So clothes are a really big deal to me and a really big part of my life. A lot of them are thrifted or secondhand, and I just really like the charm of it. And then it also plays into a lot of my gender and my gender expression. I don't know. I think gender is a very complex and distressing thing for me, but it's also one of the most expressive and like free and fun things of my life, I think. Okay, that could be kind of a moment. I'm kind of thinking about it. Well, I definitely started struggling with my gender issues when I was like 13, which was very terrifying just because I wasn't surrounded by many people who were going through the same thing, so it was really difficult for me, and now it still is. I've just learned to, I guess, go with the flow more. It's kind of like where I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, is today a pretty boy day or is today like a girly girl day? Like, that's the best way I can describe it to someone who hasn't experienced it themselves, but that's definitely why I express myself the way I do. It really is just based on what I'm feeling. Yeah! Okay. Very much gay pirate. Did you like me flipping my non-existent hair? Before I shaved my head, my relationship with my hair was pretty awful. It was very distressing for me, and it made me feel pretty disgusted with myself, just to be like completely honest. It felt like this constant weight I was carrying. I remember talking to some friends about it, and I've always felt this urge to just cut off all of my hair. And I think I was definitely pushed back because I felt that to be validated as a woman, I would have to have my hair long. And there were definitely some big people in my life that pushed me to just do it, because as cheesy as it sounds, you literally only live once, and like no matter what you do, someone is always gonna have to say something icky about it, so you might as well just do it. So last April I shaved my head. Whenever I did it, I remember just grabbing the clippers and like immediately just like shaving it off, and I felt no like feeling of regret or like sadness, and whenever it like was just gone, it was like this feeling of relief and being free to be myself and do what I wanted to do. So with all of my struggles with sexuality and gender and mental health, I can definitely say that although things really suck sometimes, I wouldn't want it any other way, because that's what makes me Ella.